Welcome to the Common Man Football Show. My name is James Coburn, and today's episode, we're talking about the 2018 NFL free agency cycle, specifically running back Carlos Hyde. This is going to be another video I'm going to be doing in terms of free agency and data and all those other sort of things related to it in terms of production, age, and athleticism data, and of course NFL production for the most part as well. For those that are new to the channel or they're not very familiar with the work that I do in terms of data or market share data specifically, because I know a lot of people are not very familiar with that. All terms and definitions are going to be in the description, so I'm going to do the best I can to kind of explain what certain things are. But if you're not familiar with it or you still don't really know, all terms and definitions again are going to be in the description. So first off, when it comes to Carlos Hyde, in terms of what to look at him as in terms of free agency, you first have to look at what he was in terms of his pre-draft profile, looking at his production, looking at his athleticism. When it comes to his pre-draft profile, he had a 68.66 out of 100 market share production score, which based on my data since the 1969 NFL draft class, he does not really hit the All-Pro threshold, but he does kind of get close to the 5-time Pro Bowl threshold. And he also kind of usurps the 3-time Pro Bowl threshold. So just based on his production coming out of college, he at least put up the profile of a potential Pro Bowl running back based on his overall data. However, his athleticism is where he runs into a couple issues. Based on his athleticism testing, he had a 74.35 explosive lower body strength score, a 67.01 speed score, and a 58.05 flexibility score. Based on my data since the 1999 NFL draft class, and this is with athleticism data, every single multiple Pro Bowl or multiple All-Pro running back had at least a 79 or higher athleticism score. And it doesn't really matter where it was. It could have been explosiveness that was above average. It could have been speed that was above average, or flexibility in terms of being above average. And when it comes to Carlos Hyde, the issue with him is that he just doesn't have any 79 or higher athleticism trait. So he's just a guy that, based on prior running backs, he doesn't really fit the mold, athletically speaking, of a multiple Pro Bowl or multiple All-Pro back, because he doesn't have one athleticism trait that is All-Pro or Pro Bowl level, if that makes any sense. You know, he doesn't have All-Pro or Pro Bowl level speed, he doesn't have All-Pro or Pro Bowl level flexibility, and he doesn't really have All-Pro or Pro Bowl level explosiveness. So athletically speaking, that's kind of where things kind of fall apart for him. It doesn't necessarily mean that he's going to be a terrible running back or anything else like that. He definitely hasn't been that, but it definitely kind of takes off the table being a top 5 back or anything like that in the future because of that issue. Even though he had good production data, he doesn't quite look athletically like a running back should look, who's going to be a special back. And again, when we're talking special backs, we're talking about, again, multiple Pro Bowl types, multiple All-Pro types, those types of players. Then, of course, when you look at his overall data at the NFL level, so now we're looking at his production in terms of market share, passing yardage market share, and offensive market share data. And he's been decent. As you can clearly see, he hasn't really put in 80 percentile or higher total offensive market share, which is what OMS stands for, since 2016. So he's really was kind of like a committee back in 2014 and 2015, and then he became a kind of a full service guy in 2016 and 2017, but even then didn't really hit into the 90 percentile area in terms of being a bell cow back. And just to put this in perspective, 90 percentile or higher is what a multiple Pro Bowl, multiple All-Pro back is supposed to do. Like, most of the time when you're talking about guys like Le'Veon Bell, Barry Sanders, Emmitt Smith, guys like that, those are guys that are usually in the 90 plus percentile in terms of offensive market share. So Hyde has been more of a starting running back, definitely, but not a multiple Pro Bowl, multiple All-Pro type, which kind of fits with his overall profile in terms of what you're looking at. On top of that, when you look at his first down conversion rate with the run, and this is what this data is right here, this is basically the ability to convert first downs and various downs and distances, whether you're talking first down, second down, third down, or fourth down. When you look at Carlos Hyde in terms of rushing downs, he's been very good as a first down back, but he's not been that amazing as a second down back, nor has he been that amazing when it comes to being a third down back. And he's definitely had some years here and there, like in 2015 where he was pretty good as a second down back, or in 2016 when he was pretty good as a third down back. but he's realistically never been that great in terms of second down or third down when it comes to his overall ability to get first downs with the run those downs and distances. I do understand there's going to be some people that might say the offensive line or this or that, but you still have to question him a bit in terms of his overall ability because of this issue. Because you want a back who's typically pretty good on first down, second down, and third down, and Hyde has never been one to be great on all three downs in any given season. So there's some inconsistency there, which I think has been holding him back a bit when it comes to his total offensive market share as well, in terms of his overall data. But on top of that, when you look at passing yardage market share data, so this is the ability to convert first downs with the pass, so basically receiving. When you look at Carlos Hyde, he's not really been that amazing. He's had some years where he was pretty decent, has other years where he wasn't that great. When you look at 2014, he was pretty good in terms of picking up first downs through the pass on first down, second down, third down, kind of not as impressive. 2015, 2016, 2017, not that impressive on first down in any one of those years in terms of being above average in those years. And third down, 2016 was kind of below average, and then second down has been kind of iffy. So he's definitely has had 2 years where he was above. He was above average in terms of converting on third down as a passer or as a receiving back, but nothing really that impressive. And he also hasn't really been that impressive on first down or second down. So again, overall, there are individual downs where Hyde has definitely put in some work and done well, but he just hasn't been a great all-around converter on downs. You want a back, if you're talking about like a special back, you want a guy that's converting on first down, second down, and third down at an above average rate. And Hyde has never been that type of back. So those are kind of the concerns you have of a guy like this, is that whether you're talking rushing downs or passing downs, he's never been that amazing in terms of converting in either one of those situations as a back. So there's nothing to kind of hang your hat on with him, except for the fact that he's able to convert in first down situations, because that's the one consistent thing with him throughout his career is his ability to convert first downs into first down, but not so much when it comes to as a receiving back or second down, third down, etc. So lots of inconsistencies with Hyde. And then lastly, the thing I want to get to with him is age. Age at running back is something that I think a lot of people need to pay attention to. And when it comes to Carlos Hyde, he was a 27-year-old back last year. He's entering 28 years old as he enters free agency. And unfortunately, guys, that's when backs start to really take a dip. This is the number of above-average running back performances per age since 1969. So it's a very, very long sample size, very, very large sample size in terms of above-average performances, and based on data. So when you look at this, going from 27 to 28, there's a huge gap, and then it just starts diminishing and diminishing and diminishing after that point. So basically, if you sign Carlos Hyde, I mean, this is the big issue with Carlos Hyde, is that he definitely has shown the ability to be a starting running back, but he's hitting an age where typically there's decline. Secondly, he's hitting an age where there's decline, and he's been a back who hasn't exactly been that amazing. A lot of times running backs hit their peak when they're 24, 25, 26 is when they usually hit their peak. So for the most part, when it comes to their overall production and stuff like that. So when it comes to Carlos Hyde, I think the issue with him is that he's not really shown to be a special running back. He's not really shown a special ability to be consistent on any one down as a receiving back, which I think is a big deal nowadays to winning football games. And on top of that, he's entering an age where the risk just is at its highest almost when it comes to running backs for the most part, especially running backs that haven't really proven to be amazing at any one thing during their entire career. So that's the only sort of issue with Carlos Hyde, is if you sign him and stuff like that, expect to get a potential starting running back, but there's just a lot of red flags with him. On top of the athleticism data, which again doesn't really, there's never been a multiple All-Pro, Pro Bowl back with his athleticism traits, and he still hasn't been that type of a back. So again, you have that to consider as well. So there's a limited sort of ceiling with him that you also have to consider. And then you add in all the other sort of stuff that he's done at the NFL level and his age, and it just kind of tamps him down. So overall, I do think Carlos Hyde is worth signing as a starting running back, but just keep in mind that whatever deal you're going to give him, you have to worry about the age. You have to worry about what his ultimate upside actually is, and just not try to overpay him too much, which is what usually happens in free agency. But that's the only sort of thing I would worry about with Carlos Hyde. And of course, my name is James Coburn. You can find my other work at draftcoburn.wordpress.com. You can also follow me on Twitter at Geometrics. And if you like this content and you want more content like this, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Share this video as well with anybody that you know. Hit that notification button so that you're always reminded when another video of mine drops. And I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Peace.